The deep silence of space surrounded the small alien research ship Voyager 9 as it moved slowly through the empty system. For the crew, this was a boring mission. They were ordered to explore an old region of space, a place the galaxy had forgotten long ago. No one lived here, no ships passed here, and no signals had been heard for thousands of years. It was the perfect place to send a team that no one wanted to bother. Captain Rillon sat in the command seat, looking tired and bored. His crew worked lazily at their stations, expecting the same result they always got. No life. No danger. Nothing. Then something changed. A soft beep came from the sensor station. The young officer, Jala, frowned at the screen. At first she thought it was a mistake. Maybe dust or a broken wire. But the reading grew stronger. She sat up straight, her voice shaking a little as she spoke. "Captain, I think we are detecting an energy spike." Rillon raised an eyebrow. "Energy? In this dead place?" "Yes, sir. Very old energy. Ancient. But very strong." The entire bridge grew quiet. Old energy usually meant dead machines or lost ruins, but strong energy meant something still active. Something wrong. The captain walked to her console and looked at the strange pattern on the screen. He had never seen this kind of signature before. It did not match plasma, fusion, antimatter, or any modern engine. It did not even match ancient alien tech from before the Great Collapse. "What kind of spike is this?" he asked. Jala swallowed. "It matches no known race. The file shows only one possible match. But that race does not exist." Rillon frowned. "Say it." Jala whispered, "It matches the old myth, the race called humans." The crew reacted as if she had told a joke. A few laughed, some rolled their eyes. Humans were a legend from old stories, like ghosts or gods. Children heard stories about them, stories of an ancient species who were brave and violent and unpredictable. A species that rose too fast, spread too far, and then vanished without a trace. Many believed the stories were made up. Others believed humans had destroyed themselves long ago. Rillon did not laugh. He felt a strange pressure in his chest. Humans never existed. Those stories were written before real history began. "I know, sir," Jala said quietly. "But the energy does match." Before he could reply, the ship shook violently. Alarms rang through the bridge. The lights flickered. The pilot shouted, "Something is forming in front of us." Rillon rushed to the main screen. Space was bending. At first it looked like a shimmer, like heat rising from desert sand. Then the shimmer grew into a spiral, pulling light into itself. It was not a wormhole. It was not a jump gate. It was something different, something no one in the modern galaxy had ever seen. The crew stared in shock as the spiral brightened. The strange energy wave hit their shields and made them crackle like lightning. Jala whispered, "The energy is rising. Something is coming through." Rillon felt fear for the first time in many years. He knew they should flee, but his legs would not move. His mind felt frozen as the spiral turned completely white. Then a massive shadow appeared. It pushed out of the glowing tier, metal shining like polished stone. It was shaped like a blade, long and sharp, with glowing blue lines across its hull. The ship was larger than any modern battleship. Larger than a dreadnought. Larger than anything Rillon had ever seen. The alien crew gasped. The pilot said, What kind of ship is that?" "It's not alone," Jala said with a trembling voice. More shadows formed in the white light. One ship. Then another. Then 5 more. Then 20. A fleet. A giant fleet. Silent, cold, powerful. Rillon whispered, "This cannot be real." The scanners identified the nearest ship. Old. Very old. But perfectly functional. The name on the hull flashed through the translation system. It read, TRS Titanborn, Human Empire. Jala covered her mouth. "Sir, that is human writing." The bridge went silent again. No one knew what to say. No one believed the stories. No one believed the legend. No one believed humans were real. Yet the ship stretched across space like a steel army waking from a long sleep. A transmission suddenly hit their ship. A deep voice spoke in simple, ancient language. "This is the Terran Recovery Fleet. We have returned." The alien crew froze. Some stared at the floor. Some stared at the giant ships. Some whispered prayers. Rilon slowly sat down, unable to take his eyes off the fleet. "Humans," he said quietly. "They were not a myth." As they watched, the white spiral behind the fleet slowly closed, leaving the alien ship alone with the silent giants. Rilon felt something cold inside him. The galaxy had always feared the return of its old legends. Now the greatest legend of all had returned, and no one knew why. The Voyager 9 drifted silently behind the massive human fleet. The alien crew could barely move, their eyes glued to the enormous ships ahead. Every surface of the Terran fleet shimmered with strange, powerful energy, and every hull looked like it had survived 1,000 battles, though no scratch showed. Captain Rilon whispered to his crew, "Keep a distance. Do not be seen." Jala, still trembling, nodded. "Sir, how can they be so advanced? They were supposed to be gone. Extinct." "They are not extinct," Rilon said softly. "They were hiding." The fleet moved like a river of steel, silently but with perfect coordination. Their engines made no sound that the aliens could detect, yet the sensors showed immense power. The aliens could not understand the technology. Every calculation failed. Every guess was wrong. Then a huge ship at the front of the fleet slowed and turned toward the Voyager 9. Its sensors scanned the small alien vessel. The crew froze. A calm, deep voice came through the translator. "Identify yourselves." Rilon swallowed hard. We are the Voyager 9, a research vessel of the Voyager Collective. We mean no harm." The Terran ship remained silent for a moment. Then the captain of the human ship spoke again. "You are not our enemies. But you are close. Observe and learn, but do not interfere." Jala exhaled slowly, relief and fear mixed together. They are letting us live?" "They are choosing to," Rilon said. "Do not forget, this is humanity. Do not underestimate them." The fleet began moving again, heading toward a long-abandoned system at the edge of the galaxy. Planets had long since died here, moons floated like stones, and the sun was weak and red. But the humans paid no attention to the emptiness. They were searching for something. Rilon gave the order to follow at a safe distance. As they approached, the alien crew could see enormous structures on one planet's surface, faint at first, but slowly becoming clearer. Massive metal towers, circular platforms larger than any city, and strange energy conduits crisscrossed the landscape. Jala gasped. They are rebuilding. They are restoring the planet." Rilon frowned. "They are preparing. But for what?" As the alien crew watched, one of the human ships began lowering smaller craft toward the planet. Machines the size of mountains moved across the surface, repairing structures, connecting energy grids, and lighting fires of strange blue light. "They are awakening something," Jala whispered. Rilon nodded. "Or someone. Whatever it is, it has been waiting a long time." Suddenly, a faint signal appeared on their sensors, ancient and strange. Rilon could not translate it completely, but one word repeated over and over in the old human language, "enemy." The crew froze. "They are expecting a fight," Jala said. "Yes," Rilon whispered. "And the galaxy has no idea what is coming." The Terran fleet remained calm, methodical, almost serene, as if they were used to war after centuries of waiting. But the aliens sensed something deeper, an unspoken warning. These humans were not just returning. They were ready. Ready to fight anyone or anything that threatened their plans. Rilon felt a chill. "I do not know if we should report this," he said. "The galaxy may panic. But if we do not, We are blind. Jala nodded, still staring at the massive human ships. Sir, they are like nothing we have ever seen. No legend, no story, no history can prepare us for this. Rilon leaned back in his chair. They believed us extinct. They believed we would never see them again. The galaxy has forgotten humans. But humans have not forgotten the galaxy. The alien crew stayed behind the Terran fleet for hours, watching the humans rebuild, reorganize, and awaken something far older than the stars themselves. And as the Vayer 9 quietly moved away, Rilon whispered to himself, almost as a prayer, "The galaxy is about to wake, and humanity is ready." From the distance, the human fleet seemed to glow under the dying red sun. An army of legends returned. And somewhere deep in their minds, every alien on the Vayer 9 knew this. Nothing in the galaxy would ever be the same again. The Vayer 9 followed at a safe distance as the Terran fleet approached a planet long abandoned by the galaxy. From orbit, the alien crew could see the full scale of humanity's work. Huge towers rose like mountains, energy conduits stretched across continents, and strange structures pulsed with light. It was a world being reborn. Captain Rilon could not stop staring. How can a species disappear for centuries, and return with this power? He whispered. Jala shook her head. They must have hidden, trained, learned, survived in ways no one in the galaxy could imagine. Rilon thought back to the legends, stories passed down from ancient archives. Humans had been unpredictable, emotional, and dangerous. They were clever, adaptive, and relentless. No empire could control them. And then they vanished. Some said they destroyed themselves in war. Others believed they ascended into myth. But now, Rilon realized, humans had only been preparing. Waiting for the right moment to return. A massive ship broke from the fleet and moved toward the planet. Landing bays opened, and dozens of smaller craft flew down. They were fast, sleek, and unlike anything the aliens had ever seen. Machines larger than cities followed, assembling structures that looked like weapons, but far beyond anything modern science could explain. They are restoring old technology, Jala said. Weapons, defenses, something big. They are preparing for war, Rilon muttered. The Vayer IX's sensors detected strange energy spikes coming from deep underground. Humans were not just rebuilding on the surface, they were activating long-forgotten power cores, buried centuries ago. These devices had once been the backbone of human dominance. Jala stared at the readings in disbelief. These are ancient, pre-collapse energy cores. But they are working. Yes, Rilon said grimly. And fully functional. The alien crew realized the truth. Humanity had not returned to the galaxy to explore. They had returned to reclaim. And whatever threat had forced them into hiding centuries ago had not gone away. Humans had been planning, waiting, and now the galaxy would witness what they were capable of. Suddenly, a human ship rose from the planet's surface and broadcasted a message across space. The translation came through in simple, clear words. We have slept for too long. The galaxy has forgotten us. The enemy is rising. Stand with us, or fall alone. The words echoed through the Vayer 9. The alien crew looked at one another, fear and awe mixing in their eyes. They had seen fleets before. They had seen weapons before. But nothing like this. Nothing that commanded both respect and terror. Rilon's voice was low, almost a whisper. This is not a species returning. This is a legend awakened. And the galaxy has no idea what is coming. Jala nodded. Sir, they are like gods to us now. Nothing can match them. The humans continued their work, almost serene in their precision. Energy lines hummed, weapons came online, and fleets moved in perfect formation. They were preparing for something Rilon could not name, but he knew it would change the balance of power forever. As the Vayer 9 drifted silently, Rilon realized the harsh truth. The galaxy had laughed at humans, called them myth, ignored their existence. And now, those same humans were returning not for revenge, but to remind the universe that no empire, no species, and no power could ever truly destroy them. They waited, and watched, and trained, Rylon said. They did not vanish. They simply became something the galaxy could not imagine. Something unstoppable. Jala looked out at the glowing human fleet. Sir, what do we do now? Rylon's eyes narrowed. We watch. We report. And we pray the galaxy is ready. But deep down, both of them knew the answer. No one would be ready. The legend of humanity was alive again. And the galaxy was about to face a power it had long forgotten. The Voyager 9 stayed in orbit, watching the humans work below. The alien crew could see that this was not just a fleet returning. They were building, repairing, and awakening something far older than anyone could understand. Towers stretched into the sky like metal mountains. Huge machines moved with precision across the surface, connecting glowing energy conduits that pulsed like lifeblood. Captain Rylon felt a chill. This is more than preparation. They are building for war. Jala pointed at the surface. Look, sir. Those towers, they are activating. That energy, it is spreading across the planet. They are powering something huge. Rylon nodded. Humans do nothing without purpose. Whatever this is, it is meant to last. The alien sensors detected something buried deep beneath the planet's crust. Massive structures, ancient even by galactic standards, were coming alive. They were enormous weapons and devices that the galaxy had long forgotten. Humans were reconnecting them, restoring what had once been the backbone of their power. A human commander appeared on one of the largest platforms, visible through the observation screens. He was tall, strong, and calm. His voice echoed across the system through subspace transmission, translated into the alien tongue. We are not here to play. We are not here to explore. We are here to prepare the galaxy for what is coming. Stand aside, or be part of history. The Voyager 9 crew looked at one another. What could they be preparing for? Jala asked. Rylon shook his head. Whatever it is, it must be worse than anything we know. Humans do not rebuild weapons for nothing. The alien crew saw a smaller human craft leaving the planet, moving in formation around the orbiting fleet. Their movements were precise, almost ritualistic. Every ship, every machine, every person knew exactly what to do. It was like watching a living army of legends. They are perfect, Jala whispered. Rylon frowned. Not perfect. Unpredictable. And dangerous. A sudden alarm went off on the Voyager 9. Sensors detected an unknown energy signature approaching the system. It was fast, powerful, and unlike anything the aliens had encountered. The enemy? Jala asked. Yes, Rylon said grimly. Humans always know their enemy. And now, their enemy is close. The human fleet reacted immediately. Ships moved into defensive positions around the planet. Energy shields flared. Weapons activated. The humans were ready, as if they had been waiting for this exact moment. Rylon realized the truth. Humans had not returned just to rebuild. They had returned to fight. And the galaxy, every species, every empire, was about to learn a lesson it had long forgotten. They are not just back, Rylon said. They are awake. And they are stronger than anyone could imagine. Jala swallowed. Sir, they will change everything. Rylon nodded, his eyes fixed on the glowing human ships. Yes, everything. And the galaxy will never be the same again. From the surface, the humans continued their work, calm but unyielding. Their eyes were on the stars, their hands on the ancient machines, their minds focused on the threat coming from beyond. They were a species reborn, a force that the galaxy had dismissed as myth, but now, unstoppable and determined. The Voyager 9 drifted silently, recording everything, its crew unable to look away. Humanity was no longer a story, no longer a legend. They were real. They were here. And they were ready. The Voyager 9 stayed hidden behind a distant asteroid as the humans continued their work below. Captain Rylon and his crew watched in awe. The human fleet no longer seemed like a collection of ships. They were an unstoppable force, a single mind acting across thousands of vessels, perfectly coordinated, each ship a piece of an ancient design. Jala pointed to a distant part of the system. Sir, sensors are picking up something else. Something massive. It's moving toward the planet. Rilan's eyes narrowed. An enemy? Yes. And it's unlike anything we have ever seen, Jala said. It's energy. It's wrong. Old, powerful, ancient. The alien crew realized the truth. Humans had returned for a reason. They had known this threat would come, even though the rest of the galaxy had forgotten. This was not a simple war. This was a force older than most civilizations, something that had driven humans into hiding centuries ago. On the planet, human commanders were already aware of the approaching danger. Ships rose from the surface, faster and more numerous than before. Energy shields flared, weapons activated, and the humans moved with calm precision. There was no fear in their eyes. They had been preparing for this moment for centuries. A massive shadow appeared on the edge of the system. It moved like a living storm, dark and enormous, swallowing stars' light as it approached. Sensors could barely define it. The Voyager 9 crew froze. Jala whispered, "It's huge. Nothing in our records can match it." Rilan's hand tightened on the armrest. Humans knew it would come. That is why they vanished. That is why they trained. That is why they built this fleet. They are ready, and the rest of the galaxy is not. The human fleet began moving in formation, surrounding the planet in a protective circle. Ships activated weapons unseen by modern science, energy arcs forming walls around the surface. On the ground, massive machines came to life, powering up with glowing blue light. Ancient superweapons, long dormant, were alive again. A human commander broadcasted a calm, steady message across the approaching void. "We have waited for centuries. You will not surprise us. The galaxy will not fall. We are here. We are humanity. And we are ready." The aliens watched in silence. The Terran ships were not only powerful, they were strategic, disciplined, and terrifying. Every ship, every weapon, every machine moved with purpose. Humanity had become more than a species. They were a force of nature, a living legend. Rilan whispered, almost to himself, "The galaxy forgot them. It laughed at them. But humans never forgot the galaxy, and now it will pay the price for ignoring them." Jala's voice trembled. "Sir, what happens next?" Rilan shook his head slowly. "Next, the galaxy will witness why humans are not myths. Why they are unstoppable. Why no power can ever hold them back." The approaching threat grew larger, closer, and more terrifying with every second. But the humans remained calm. Their fleet glowed like a river of steel and fire. Their eyes, even from orbit, seemed focused on a single point beyond the stars. And the alien crew realized something terrifying. Humanity had not returned for exploration. They had returned to fight, to defend, to challenge. And nothing, not the oldest empires, not the strongest fleets, not the deadliest weapons in the galaxy, could match them now. Rilan whispered one last time, his voice filled with awe and fear. "The galaxy has forgotten legends, but legends never die. They awaken." The Voyager 9 watched silently as the human fleet braced for the coming storm, a force that would reshape the galaxy forever. Humanity had returned. And the enemy that once drove them into hiding was about to face the full power of a species that refused to be forgotten. The Voyager 9 drifted in orbit, its sensors struggling to keep up with the human fleet below. From space, the aliens could see the full scale of humanity's return. Thousands of ships moved as one, energy glowing along their hulls, weapons forming patterns no one had seen in modern warfare. Each vessel was alive with purpose, a soldier in a living army. Captain Rilan whispered, "They are not just a fleet, they are a force. The galaxy will never forget them." Jala's eyes widened. "Sir, they are everywhere. Every planet in the system is connected by their energy networks. They are preparing the entire region. Exactly, Rilon said. This is not just defense. This is control. Humanity is taking back what was once theirs. A massive transmission cut through the void, reaching every alien ship within range. The voice was calm but carried authority beyond understanding. We are the Terran Recovery Fleet. We are awake. We are prepared. And we warn every species, stand with us or be swept aside. The galaxy remembers humanity now. The Voyager 9 crew shivered. They had heard legends of humanity's bravery and cunning, but this was more than a story. This was living proof. Humans had not only returned, they had become unstoppable. Below, human ships formed intricate formations, energy shields connecting to form massive barriers. Weapons long forgotten hummed to life, pulsing with blue energy across the planet's surface. Ancient machines moved with a precision no alien AI could match. It was as if the entire fleet thought with one mind. Rilon's hand tightened on the console. They have mastered everything. Strategy, technology, energy, even timing. Humans have become the ultimate species. Jala pointed at a small planet near the system. Sir, look there. They are activating more devices. Weapons, energy sources, ancient technology. Yes, Rilon said softly. They have awakened everything. Nothing will surprise them. They have trained, hidden, and prepared for centuries. This is why they disappeared. This is why the galaxy forgot them. But they never forgot the galaxy. Suddenly, sensors detected the enemy approaching faster. Massive ships, dark and immense, filled with energy the aliens could barely comprehend, moved toward the system. The Voyager 9 trembled at the sheer power. They are ready, Rilon said. Humans are ready. And the enemy will regret underestimating them. The human fleet did not panic. Ships moved into position, energy weapons glowing, shields rising, and a hum of power filled space. They were calm, unshakable, and deadly. Their enemies would not understand what hit them until it was too late. Jala swallowed, awe and fear mingling. Sir, they are like nothing in the galaxy. They are legends made real. Rilon nodded slowly. Exactly. Legends do not die. They wait. And when the time comes, they awaken. From orbit, the Voyager 9 watched as the human fleet surrounded the planet, forming a perfect circle of power and precision. Every ship, every weapon, every machine was ready. The humans had returned not just to be seen, they had returned to remind the galaxy why they were once feared, why they were once dominant, and why they could never be ignored again. The alien crew understood one terrifying truth. No empire, no species, no weapon could challenge humanity now. They had become a force the galaxy had only whispered about in myths. And now, that force was alive. Rilon leaned back in his chair, voice quiet, but firm. The galaxy has been warned. And humanity is unstoppable. The Voyager 9 hovered quietly at the edge of the human fleet, its crew frozen in awe. Every human ship glowed with energy, forming a perfect formation across the system. Ancient weapons hummed to life on the planets below. The humans were not just ready, they were unstoppable. Captain Rilon exhaled slowly. This is what legends are made of. Jala shook her head. Sir, it's too much. No species could do this. No fleet could match them. They are not like any species, Rilon said. They are humanity. And they always exceed expectation. Suddenly, a human ship turned slowly toward the Voyager 9. The aliens braced for attack, but nothing came. Instead, a calm voice echoed through the translators. You are not our enemies. But you are close. Observe and learn, but do not interfere. Rilon's heart raced. The humans had seen them. And yet, they were not afraid. They did not need to be. Their confidence radiated from every ship, every weapon, every machine. Jala whispered. They know everything. They are watching, calculating, waiting. The humans continued their preparations, moving smaller ships and activating ancient structures on the planets. Their energy shields flared like stars, connecting one world to another. Massive weapons rose, humming with power that could level moons. R'Elan realized the truth. Humanity had not returned to explore. They had returned to reclaim, to protect, and to fight if needed. And they were ready for anything the galaxy could send at them. A transmission came from the human fleet, clear and calm. The galaxy has ignored us for too long. Legends were laughed at. Myths were dismissed. But we are real. We are awake. And we will not be ignored. Stand with us, or fall alone. The Voyager 9 crew exchanged fearful glances. The humans were not arrogant. They were confident. They had prepared for centuries, and now they were a force no one could challenge. R'Elan's voice was low, almost a whisper. The galaxy will never forget this day. Humanity has returned, and it is unstoppable. Jala nodded. Sir, what do we do? R'Elan looked at the human fleet. We report. We watch. And we pray the rest of the galaxy is ready. Because if they are not, nothing will survive what is coming. From the surface, massive structures pulsed with blue light. Ships moved with perfect coordination. Weapons older than the oldest empires glowed, ready to strike. The humans were calm, but their presence alone sent a warning. The legends were real. The Voyager 9 slowly retreated, recording everything. Captain R'Elan knew that when the humans finally moved against the coming enemy, the galaxy would witness something no one had ever imagined. They had believed humanity was a myth. They had ignored their stories. They had laughed at their legends. But now, the greatest legend of all had returned. And the galaxy would never recover from the awakening of humanity. R'Elan whispered one last time, almost to himself. The myths were true, and they are terrifying. As the human fleet stretched across the system, engines glowing, weapons charging, and shields forming, the Voyager 9 watched silently. Humanity had returned. They had awakened. And nothing in the galaxy could stand against them. The stage was set. The war, the struggle, the battle for the galaxy, was about to begin. And humanity would lead it.